everyone, you're welcome back to another breakdown and another video. All right, so this is the GDP USD, and we can see price has been bullish since last week till now. So we have been bullish. All right, so I want to give a breakdown to this video, and I'm currently looking for long, and on this one I will be going aggressive on GDP USD. I won't be taking this trade as usual, where I do have to refine to my 1 minute time frame to look at what will happen in the 1 minute before I take the trade. I will be going aggressive on this, and I do give my reason, and also I will be risking 0.5 on this trade since I'm not using the 1 minute time frame, which is my normal standard confirmation entry time frame to go in for this trade. All right, so now to give the breakdown is, now if I should look at GU, all right, on a perspective of the higher time frame, we are bullish, and on a perspective of fundamental, we are also bullish. So anything that's happening here on the live market is not all about price action, it is based of the fundamental. And last week I emerged losses because I actually didn't look at the fundamental, because the technical was giving me a bearish structure, a bearish order flow. So I was more of sell than buys, and I end up having multiple losses, and it was crazy though. I have to go down and look at the fundamental, and I understand that the fundamental, we are bullish, so there's no point for me selling why the fundamental is bullish, because the pair we are trading is representing the country itself. For example, USD represents United States of America, because that is their local currency, and the GDP, which is the Great British Pound, is representing the UK, because that is the currency they use in the UK. So all this whole currency represents its country. All right. So to give this breakdown right here, why I'm looking for buy. So here now we have this order flow continuation and this liquidity here. The market swept out this liquidity, and I have this OFC order flow continuation, and I marked out this level nicely because I expect the market to react off this level. But there was a problem. I was actually looking out for my 15 minutes change of character and to go in of the 1 minute time frame as usual. But I actually didn't get that. It didn't happen. If I should break down to my 15 minutes, for us to look at what happened in 15 minutes. So what happened here on 15 minutes, we had this liquidation right here. This was a liquidation and a change of character. So I expect the market to give me a pullback here, but unfortunately it didn't. But what happened here, I have this order flow continuation of the 15 minutes. All right, so but for me personally, this is the New London section, which is the gray, the yellow is the Asia, the green is the New York Y, the red is the New York AM. So let me off this indicator for it not to look Mrs. Fly. I need a clean chart, all right, to explain everything. So right here, right now, since I understand this, and the market might not always give me the 15 minutes change of character and the 1 minute 1 minute chance to trade. So that's why I had to use the 1 hour. So I had to come over here on the 1 hour, then I had to look at what is actually happening in the 1 hour time frame. So looking at this here, this is a liquidity, because this of the Asia section. So this is an Asia liquidity. So I expect the market to take out this Asia liquidity. I don't know when this might happen, but I'm expecting this entry during the New York section. That's when I'm expecting this to happen. There's a liquidity Asia low, so Asia low. So I'm expecting this to get taken out during the New York AM. Now the reason is because this is the London, and the London doesn't always respect the London, those two things. So all I have to do right here is I have to refine my entry to this level here. All right, so I have to refine my entry to this point here, because I'm having a 25.7 pips, so I have to refine and make it 23. All right, so one thing very important again is, if we should go off to the higher time frame, which is to the 4 hour time frame, which is very, very important. All right, now we should head over to the 4 hour time frame. Now we can see we have a liquidation, and having this liquidation still means we are still bullish. All right, it doesn't actually mean we are of the, it means we are bullish. So if the market still close with a bullish candle, it's good. If it didn't, it's still good. All right. So but I'm still having a second thought on this. All right, on this. Now my second thought on this is probably to refine my entry here of, you know of this this level here. That's my second thought again on this trade, probably to refine my entry, of this point, expecting the market to, come to this level to mitigate me, tag me in, and while I expect a bullish move, where I have to go to my 1 hour to look at what I have on my 1 hour, because that's going to determine. All right, so on my 1 hour, it looks pretty good because it's still within the, the candles, this level. Let me refer to my 30 minutes. Let me see what I have on the 30 minutes. And on the 30 minutes, it's also looking perfect on the 30 minutes. All right. So with this, I think here is going to be the best place we have to catch up my entry, for buy. All right. So, but without saying much on this, I will also be sharing the signal to the Telegram platform for them to also catch the signal or the trade, and I will be giving everyone a risk prescription of 0.5, because I'm personally going up 0.5 on this trade. Now let's head over to the fundamental and why that actually talk about the fundamental. Now let's look at the data. Now, this is the GDP growth rate for the UK, which is the British GDP. Now, the UK, now we can see the previous was 0%. The GDP was actually falling and it rose to 0.1% increase. All right, which means we are having more, there's more production, like, there's money flowing in the country, so money circulating in the country. So, there's more spending happening in the country, and businesses are flowing and stuff like that, employment and stuff like, a lot of things is just currently going on in the country, that had to make investors to, invest in the British, which is in the UK market. That, that's why I have to see the GU buying. Now if we look at the inflation, it rose to 3% and the interest rates decrease. All right, now let's go over to the US. Now here the GDP on the US decreased, all right, 2.3, and the inflation, increase, and the the interest rate is still on hold, the same 4.5. So with this, it really give no clerical call for a bullish dollar, but instead it gives a clerical call for a weak dollar. Now the GDP is representing a whole lot of things. The GDP has too many components in it. So this is my fundamental slide for my course in each of my students. So, but I'll just go over it to show you the GDP components. Now on the GDP components, we have several components, which is 5 components on the GDP, which is the consumer consumption, the business investment, government investment, net export, and the fifth one is the unemployment and the employment. All this is a combination of the GDP. All right. So whenever you have the CP, the not the sorry not CPI, because CPI is inflation. Whenever you have the consumer confidence, it's everything is going under GDP. When you have unemployment and employment, everything is going under, is categorized under the GDP. All right, these are the components of GDP. So if unemployment decrease, GDP will increase. If the consumer confidence increase, retail sale increase, all these things makes the GDP to increase. And a healthy GDP shows a healthy economy, and that shows a strength in the country local currency. If I should go over to the slide here. All right, GDP, a growing GDP usually indicates a healthy economy, which can attract foreign investment. And that is why you see GU is actually buying right now, because the GDP is rose. All right. So without being saying much of this, fam, this is it, and that's it. The reason why I'll be going long here on GU, and I expect this trade to hold, and I'll be risking 0.5. So that's it, fam. I really appreciate you, and thank you for watching.